China is famous for gunboat diplomacy against its neighbors like India, Bhutan, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines. Beijing often uses military threats to understand a country's breaking point, and invades peace-loving nations unwilling to go to war. China has been able to conquer Tibet in the past through such tactics. However, India, the world's largest democracy with the third largest military, can challenge China's muscle tactics in the Pacific Ocean and the Himalayas. India's dominance in the Himalayas. India and China went to war 2 times in 1962 and 1967. China started both these wars. While China won the 1962 war, due to political miscalculations by the Indian Prime Minister, the PLA suffered a humiliating defeat in 1967 by the Indian forces. China's People's Liberation Army tried to invade the Nathu La Pass in September, and Cho La Pass in October 1967, near the Kingdom of Sikkim. Under the command of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, India quickly established a decisive tactical advantage over the battlefield by destroying an entire Chinese battalion. It was China's biggest defeat since World War II, with hundreds of soldiers killed or wounded. According to international military observers, the 1967 war showed the world that China could not outmaneuver Indian forces on the Himalayan border. This is partly because of the rugged geography of the Himalayas and Indian dominance on strategic locations like Siachen Glacier and Doklam Valley. India's control over maritime choke points. Nearly 80% of China's trade passes through the Indian Ocean region or the IOR, which is dominated by the Indian Navy. New Delhi has mastered the art of sea denial, a strategy that denies the enemy access to a certain part of the ocean for a defined duration. India, with its arsenal of warships and submarines, can easily block important Chinese sea lanes of communications, which pass through the IOR. It will give a crippling blow to the Chinese economy, and India can win a war without much effort. India's new K-4 missile. India has been steadily increasing its nuclear reach by investing in indigenous missile technology. The nation's missile organization, the DRDO, has developed the nation's capabilities to deliver payloads deep into northern China. The Agni 5, with a range of 5,000 miles, can reach major Chinese cities within minutes. The K-4, an intermediate-range ballistic missile or IRBM developed by India, can be a game-changer for the entire Pacific Ocean region. The K-4 missile can be launched from a submarine that can foray deep inside the South China Sea and attack any Chinese city with a nuclear payload. Though India has not officially confirmed the launch of the deadly K-4 missile, local media reported on its successful test in January 2020. India also has enough weapon-grade plutonium to produce 150 to 200 nuclear warheads, which is sufficient for a nuclear deterrence against China. China currently possesses 350 nuclear warheads, according to the latest assessment by the Stockholm International Peace Institute. The Special Frontier Force. The Special Frontier Force was created on November 14, 1962 and is composed of Tibetan refugees living in India, and Gurkhas of Nepal. The SFF is directly supervised by the Intelligence Bureau and reports to the Prime Minister's office. The high-level task force also carries missions for the Research Analysis Wing or RAW. So, what makes the SFF so lethal? The Army unit is known for its extreme professionalism, rigorous training routines, and high battle morale. The SFF has served as the personal force of PM Indira Gandhi, operated in the liberation of the 1971 Bangladesh War, and captured the South Pangong Tso Lake during 2020 China-India border skirmishes. A fraction of the soldiers were responsible for escorting the 14th Dalai Lama to India during the 1959 Tibetan Revolution. These forces are often used to conduct covert military operations in North India and the Tibetan Plateau. SFF has deep links with Tibet and knows hidden routes through the Himalayan mountains. This ancient knowledge can help to trap Chinese soldiers trying to cross over to invade India. The history of the SFF dates back to the British Empire, as these soldiers were used in the Great Game against Russia. The CIA and RAW have trained them in advanced guerrilla warfare. The SFF is often considered India's wild card against any China-based operation in the Himalayas. These soldiers are well-trained radicals from military and espionage backgrounds. Small in number, the SFF can wreak havoc deep inside the Chinese territory through counterintelligence, surveillance, and covert military operations. Many of the soldiers were Tibetan spies and intelligence agents, forced to leave their country during the Chinese invasion of Tibet, and eager to go to war against China. Sometimes, willpower can overcome physical limitations and achieve unforeseeable victory. India's democratic allies. Wars are not won with weapons but with ideas and ideologies. Germany had the most advanced army in the world yet lost both world wars, because they were on the wrong side of history. Currently, the battle in Asia is not between nations but between ideas. China does not want democracy to grow in Southeast Asia, while countries like the US, Japan, Australia, India, Taiwan, and the Philippines want a democratic Asia. China will eventually lose all partners, except for North Korea, since it is on the wrong side of history. It may have the biggest military budget in the region with the most advanced warfare technology. But it won't be sufficient against the combined forces of nations striving to maintain their sovereignty and democratic freedom. If forces of the quadrilateral like the USA, India, Japan, and Australia come together to defend Taiwan, China will not only suffer a global humiliation but also face a survival crisis. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more.